Hello, and welcome to a side project for Super Sentai Power Hour. As you can see, we have two newbies here, Joe Zednick and Gavin.
Hi.
Hi.
So, this is going to be something very special, something I've been wanting to do for a while. For those of you who are true nerds in the nerdiest of senses, you may know a little role-playing game called Dungeons and Dragons. Yes, we will be playing Dungeons and Dragons. I'm making my own campaign called Rangerverse. So yes, this does have something to do with Power Rangers. Now, the backstory for those of you who haven't heard it, and I'm assuming if you're listening or watching you haven't heard it yet, is this. A new version of Zordon has been born, and he has teleported 6 Rangers from across the Rangerverse to defeat this new threat threatening the Earth. And that is a little sneak peek. Now, why don't we just go around and say our roles and our characters? I'll start. I'll be DMing this session, my first DM session, so wish me luck. Joe, why don't you introduce Samantha?
My character is Samantha Hargrove. She is the yellow aquatic rescue ranger, fighting with the axolotl Zord and the axolotl grapple. She's a Southern Belle and the mom of the group.
And Gavin, you'll be playing Gold Samurai.
Yeah. God, I don't even remember his name. Okay.
Anthony,
so I'll be
think?
playing Antonio.
Antonio.
Don't remember his last name, but he is the Gold Power Ranger of Samurai, and he has the Octazord and I believe the Lantern Zord as well.
Yes, can you bring it up? I'm on call. All right, and Brandon, who are you playing as?
I'm Bridge from SPD, but a little bit in the future where he becomes the Blue Ranger.
All right, and we all know what SPD Zords look like.
Yeah. But in my timeline, he pilots the Omega Max Cycle Zord.
So the Omega Ranger Zord.
Yeah.
I'm imagining that it's a prototype, given the fact that the Omega Max Megazord most likely hasn't been invented at the time.
Yeah,
like properly. So it's a prototype.
Like him first making the Zord.
Got it.
Alright, so what to expect from this campaign? I am setting this up to be pretty much an extension of the show. So in our first session, we will all the Rangers will be teleported to a new command center, and we will go from there with a known villain to SPD X Squad Blue. Since Bridge has fought this guy already, just a little clue. Now, what else to expect? You can expect anything you would find in an episode of Power Rangers. A monster of the week, an overarching villain, and some surprises along the way.
Think of it like Hyperforce.
Yes. If you've seen Hyperforce, then this is going to be very similar. So, now, what I'm going to do is, this is, if you'd all like to indulge with me, start off with a bit of a prologue that I've set up. Oh, thank you, pizza. All right. Now, for the sake of this, we will be doing the main session on a service that Dungeons and Dragons people know everywhere called Roll20. We will be using that service for the main game, but since this is just the prologue and to introduce you all to our session, we will just be using this, and thus you will have to use your imaginations for visuals. Hopefully, no one minds. All right. So, imagine this. Zord. You do not know this new Zordon. You just know him as Zordon. And let me pull up what I had prepared. He teleports you to the new command. Alright, actually, let's go around the table and do it this way. What is everyone doing before they get teleported? Joe, what is Sam doing before she's randomly teleported?
Well, I'm probably working on the aquatic rescue sub, where our team goes deep into the underground alcoves underneath Arcadia Bay, where our team's fighting evil water demons. And I'm just fixing up the sub. I'm the kind of techie of the group as well. And I'm probably just fixing up the sub, getting some spanners in there, everything, and everything's just plum peachy.
All right. And Brandon, what is Bridge doing before he gets teleported?
He's currently in like the early stages of forming a sub-branch of SPD where they're moderating time travel, and they're kind of making this organization that's kind of like a force that patrols time, kind of like a time force.
Time Force. Power Rangers. Timeless Wonders. High Adventure. Off to save the world?
All right. And Gavin is muted, so all right. So Gavin, you're about to be teleported to a new command center. What is Antonio doing before he's teleported?
Antonio is currently fishing at the dock, trying to catch fish in order to make some money over the summer.
All right. And now you all feel this very strange energy forming around you. And all of a sudden you're whisked away. And you're plopped in front of a very strange holographic head and a robot you've never seen. Your reactions.
What in Sam Hill is going on in here? Where am I? Who are you? And who are you?
Is this another simulation?
No, I think Amelia's doing the simulation today, but who are you and why are you saying this is a simulation? This obviously is not a simulation, because if it was, then I would know if it was a simulation. It isn't a simulation.
Wait a minute, you're not part of SPD. Who are you and you, Ranger thing?
Samantha Hargrove, Aquatic Ranger Yellow, Axolotl 3.
Right, one of those Rangers of the past times. You see,
Past times?
I'm a SPD Ranger. We are way beyond you people.
Way behind? Like how far? I'm from 83.
Okay, let's just put it this way. We're from the future, and I know everything about you from the Ranger archives.
Oh my god, you know everything about... Oh my goodness, nothing better have gotten out about prom. I'm telling you right now. One-time deal.
I know that your Red Ranger pooped on the battlefield once.
It wasn't Sarah's fault, okay? It was the monster. It gave her really bad IBS.
Antonio pulls out his Barracuda blade because he starts to not understand, and his first reaction is to pull out his weapon to make sure it's beside him.
Rangers, I am Zordon. Maybe not the Zordon you've heard of, but Zordon still. This is Beta, my happy assistant. Beta waves.
Well, aren't you just plum cute?
Beta's, you can see a sort of blush, quote unquote, on Beta's screen.
Oh.
We have called you here because you're the only ones that can deal with the incoming threat the Earth is facing. Turn your attention to the viewing globe. You'll notice some familiar faces.
Well then, it must be a day ended in Y if the world's in danger, eh?
Oh. And never mind. Here we have a Sarah, who is currently muted.
How did we do there, partner?
All right, we are in the middle of a prologue campaign, Sarah. So, just quickly introduce your ranger, and then we'll continue.
Oh, crap. I forgot her name.
Maggie.
Maggie is the Pink Ranger. She's super goth. That is like the basis of her character.
What's her weapon, Zord?
Her weapon is a massive hammer, and her Zord is an osprey.
Ooh, nice.
All right. So anyway, so Maggie, you've been teleported at random to a new command center. You've never seen this Zordon figure or this Beta robot or any of the Rangers around you. Your reaction?
So is this what food poisoning is like? That's some bad tuna.
No, I'm pretty sure this is real.
Did you eat some bad oysters?
All right. Anyway,
I mean, most we all did.
So, I've been just explaining. You know what? I'll just read it again. Rangers, I am Zordon. Maybe not the Zordon you've heard of, but Zordon still. This is Beta, my happy assistant. We have called you here because you're the only ones that can deal with the incoming threat the Earth faces. Turn your attention to the viewing globe. You'll notice some familiar faces. Deal with this more imminent threat, and I'll tell you in more detail about the overarching danger to our planet. Go, fight, win. May the power protect you.
Excuse me, I'm kind of from the future, so unless if this is an alternate timeline, I'm pretty sure whatever threat didn't kill the universe. Unless if this is alternate timeline or stuff.
You don't get a chance to say that. You're being teleported again to a... You're being teleported again. You don't know where. And all of a sudden, you all land in front of a building that's in the process of being destroyed. There's rubble everywhere. Fire, ice. It's basically hell on earth in this little space. There are people screaming. Some are on their backs, obviously injured. And you see some, just for you guys' information, they're cogs from Zeo. But I don't think any of your characters would know what a cog is. So your characters have no idea who these minions are. There are some minions you've never seen before. and they are encircling a villain that Bridge has fought before, Delex. He's the guy who turns people into batteries. So you can see him using his power to turn people into batteries to feed a generator nearby. You don't know what this generator is for, but you figure probably a good idea to destroy it. Go.
Well, this is a bit more straightforward than what I'm used to. I guess we all should morph then?
Right. SPD, emergency!
Aquatic burst!
And
Go
Sarah,
Samurai.
Sarah, are you morphing?
She is, but she's not really saying anything. I just wanted to have dinner with my girlfriend.
Okay, so you all morph. What's your plan?
Okay, I can handle the Lil Fry. I'm usually good with that. My weapon's this, and I hold my my axolotl grappler. It's literally just like a grappling hook with a rope and everything. I can handle the small fry if you guys can handle the big ones.
Got it.
Okay.
X Squad Blaster!
Axolotl grappler! And I throw it and in true Sentai Tokatsu fashion, it probably wraps around the entire it wraps around all of the cogs. Individually, it goes flip.
Yeah, it goes and then just wraps them all up in a big ball.
Yeah, and I lift it up and I swing it around and I slam it down into the ground.
Does the generator have any obvious self-destruct button?
It does not. And there is a force field around it, so that only Delex and the cogs can reach in to power it or use it in any
Guys,
fashion.
we need to find a way to turn off the force field first.
Okay.
I grab one of the cogs and try to go into the force field with the cog in my arms.
It does not work. The cog goes through. You feel a huge shock throughout your entire suit and are blown back.
Okay. Okay. Well, that didn't work. Okay. I'm probably going to be looking around, probably to see if there's a button or if there's is there a switch on Deltrax where Deltax where
Delex.
he's controlling Delex where he's controlling the force field? Is there a switch on him? Is he holding a remote?
He is not holding a remote, but you do see a control panel inside one of the windows of the destroyed building.
I have an idea. Can you guys handle these guys? I think I know where that thing is.
Got it.
Okay. I releasing the grapple from the cogs, I swing it and I go and I throw it into the open window of the building as I starting to rappel upward.
Fancy. All right. So, Sarah, what is Maggie doing with all of this? Is she saving people? Is she fighting? A little bit of both.
She fails to react for a whole 30 seconds before actually running to go save people.
Okay. And Gavin, what is Antonio doing at this moment?
Antonio's trying to figure out if he can't hack the force field with his samurai power.
All right, so
Simple
is
power.
that what you're trying to do? You're trying to use your blade to hack into the force field somehow by force?
No, I'm trying to use symbol power in order to hack the force field and shut it down.
Ah, symbol power. All right. So, I would use dice, but I don't think anybody has any dice on them.
I have one.
I have
Do I need to go grab what kind of dice do
full
I
of
need?
dice.
A D20 is fine.
I'm gonna go grab a D20. I got 4 of those.
All right. So while he's off doing that, Brandon, what is Bridge doing?
Well, he's looking through his morpher, has like a file that goes over Ranger history, and he's realizing there's nothing about this event, so he's piecing together that this somehow Zordon pulled him into this Zordon is from pulled us into another dimension outside of the main Ranger
All right.
universe.
So he's trying to deal with the situation at hand, but also figure out where he is in time and space.
Yeah, because in his mind he's thinking, "Oh, I'm in
back.
the past. I know Ranger history. I could just do what the history books say."
All right.
But now he's realizing it
all
doesn't work in this
That's
dimension.
fine. All right. So Gavin, roll a, I guess, hack check.
Oh, I got a 1.
All right. So your symbol power just bounces off.
Dang. Okay. Also grabbed a D10.
All right.
Is it just in case kind of
yes, that'll be needed at some point. All right. So Joe, Sam gets in. Sam is climbing up the building, and she's able to see just the glimmer of what she assumes is a control panel.
Mhm.
And from it drops a mysterious liquid. What do you do?
I as the liquid's dropping, I swing out to the side away from where the liquid is dropping. You don't know if it's acid, I don't know if it's acid or like some like rogue compound that could like hurt her, that could hurt me, So I'm just gonna like jump out to the side.
All right.
Well, still holding onto my rope.
All right. Make a dodge check for me.
D20?
D20.
I do not have any dice on me.
You need me to roll that for you?
Yes, please.
You got a 15.
Okay.
All right. You just barely get out of the way of this liquid, and you look down. You see it hit the bottom, and you see it both somehow freeze and corrode the road.
Well then, let's get a well then.
All right. So now, Gavin, you're gonna have to roll for him again. Another survival check.
19.
All right, good. You make it up the building just fine. So Sam, this is what you see directly by getting into the window. You see 3 people, including 1 child, under a huge chunk of rubble in the corner. There are a few cogs guarding this control panel, which also has a force field. So, yes, that's all you see.
Okay. I guess I climb into the window. And like I put my fingers up to my mouth plate. I put a finger up to my mouth plate, just like shh, so that way like they don't like so I have a bit of an element.
All right.
Surprise
So
to the hostages.
All right. The child does this back.
Okay.
You can see tears in its eyes. It's obviously afraid.
And before I handle the cogs, I go over to the rope. Hey there, it's okay, sugar. We're gonna get you and your parents out of here, okay?
All right. The child is no more than 6 years old, and he says, "Who are you? Where am I?"
I'm a Power Ranger, sugar.
Power Ranger?
Yeah, we fight against the bad guys.
Oh, then you can help me?
That's what I'm here to do right now, sugar. Now then, I'm gonna lift this, but I need you to be really, really quiet, okay, sugar?
Okay.
And I lift up the rubble as best I can in order to let the 3,
All right, strength
get out.
check, Gavin.
Yeah. 18.
All right, good. That's not an easy pass, but a pass nonetheless. You just barely lift the rubble up enough for the child to break free, but you see that his parents are out cold.
Okay. Kid. Okay. Sugar. Okay. You see in the window. You see that weird hook thingy? I need you to grab that, and I need you to toss it as hard as you can. It'll wrap around your parents, and then I need you to pull as hard as you can, so that way they can get out. Okay?
He obviously still crying a little bit harder now because he sees the danger that he's in. He just kind of nods.
Hey! It's okay. It's okay. You know, there are Power Rangers outside, and we're gonna protect you and help you and your parents, and don't worry. Okay? Okay? Okay.
Okay.
Now I know you're scared, Sugar, but you need to be brave. Okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
All right, so the child goes over and he's just barely able to lift the
Axolotl grappler.
I can't pronounce that. The grappler.
Call the Axo grappler then. Axo grappler.
He's just barely able to lift the grappler up, and he, with all of his strength, just throws it as hard as he can near his parents. And I'm assuming it wraps around them.
Yeah, it wraps around
and
them.
He pulls with all of his might. He's just barely able to get his parents out of the rubble before you drop it.
Okay. Now then, I need you. Okay, now then, I'm gonna go take care of those two. I'm gonna go get rid of those two, and then I'm gonna carry you and your parents down. Okay? Okay. Just stay safe. Stay right here. Okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, Sugar. And I pull out my 2 aqua blasters. My suit has 2, and I just hey, rust buckets.
They turn towards you. They haven't even noticed. They were in a pseudo-powered down state because they were waiting for so long. So they wake up and they're just like, mm-hmm. They turn towards you with their blasters.
I fire at them, like I'm going Laura Croft style, where I'm just.
Oh, okay. So, all right. So, Gavin, roll for an attack for him.
D20.
D20.
Got a 14.
All right. So, and one more because there's 2 of them.
14 and a 5.
All right, so they both miss, but one grazes one of the cogs, and it just looks at you like, you think that's going to defeat us? You're not used to fighting these things.
Well, that usually works. Oh man. Okay. Change of plans. Okay, changing plans. That is what the Yellow Ranger does. We change the plan. Okay. Then I guess I just I guess I'm gonna just bum rush. I'm grabbing the grappler from the grapple part, not from the rope part. I wrap the rope around my hand. I'm going to use it. All right,
so you're basically gonna use your grappler as
a mace.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to find the word for. Mace. All right, so Sam bum rushes in. Gavin, one more check for me.
20.
All right, awesome. You circle the mace around your head and smack both of them in the head with one swing. It doesn't destroy them, but it does knock them out. If you can knock out a robot.
Okay.
So you've got 2 choices. Well, not really choices, but you need to. Okay.
Sorry about that. My spam call.
No worries. We all get those.
Yeah.
All right. So you have two things you need to do, Sam. You need to, one, get this child and his family out of there safely, and two, you need to find a way to get that force field down so you can get the other force field down.
Okay. I'm currently looking to see if the cogs maybe have like a button or switch on them to stop that
All right,
force field.
Gavin, perception check for him, please.
Perception check. Okay. I'm gonna start using this online one because it's a lot easier. 10.
All right. You're able to see some wires on the ground, but you're not really sure where they go.
Okay. Well, wires are better than no wires, and like I'm gonna start to follow the wires to see if they.
All
will
right.
power.
So we'll leave Sam to do her thing. What are the rest of you doing with Delex down below? We'll start with Gavin. What's Antonio doing?
Antonio is still trying to. By the way, I just sent you an email, or not an email, a Discord message for a dice roller that I found. Antonio is attempting to cut down the cogs.
All right, so he's fighting the cogs. That's not too much trouble. Sarah, what is Maggie doing?
Maggie is trying to grab as many people as possible and like get out of Dodge.
All
trying to
right,
save
so
people.
I will roll you a strength check. All right, you got a 4, so that is not very good.
Ouch.
So you're able to. Your suit is having some sort of issue with the time period you're in. It's glitching, so the normal strength you have as a Power Ranger is like halved.
Oh, great. First it's pink and now I can't even use it right.
So you've got to figure out some other way of getting these people to safety. And, Brandon, Bridge.
Well, he's getting some pedestrians out of the way. Then, like a super cog appears.
All right. So none of you are dealing with Delex directly right now on the ground. Just making sure.
Wait. Who was in charge of fighting Delex?
All right. So as you guys all realize that no one's dealing with Delex, you see him raise his hand, and all of a sudden a lightning bolt strikes down through his hand and turns literally every single person in his vicinity into a battery.
Bummer.
This is why we need a Red Ranger.
Oh, don't worry. That is coming. Anthony wasn't able to be with us today, but
I know.
I'll be playing his Zeo Ranger Tommy for the time being.
Okay.
So I'll add him in when I feel the need. So anyway, lightning bolt comes down. Everyone's turning into batteries. He starts yelling for the cogs. I can't do a villain voice, so I'll just do my best. Cogs, you have new power. And he starts throwing the batteried people to the cogs so that they can power this generator.
He's using their souls as power. We gotta stop him.
And Sam, somehow you realize that this family you're trying to protect was somehow out of this range, so they were not turned into batteries, thankfully.
Okay, thank goodness. Okay.
All right, so we'll get back to Sam in a minute. How are you all on the ground going to deal with Delex and this generator?
hey, a lot of rangers have the ability to combine their weapons to form a bigger weapon. Let's see if the morphing grid allows us to make our own super weapons.
All right, so let us. I don't know what kind of check this would be, but I'm going to roll a combination check to see how this would.
Mixture of Arcana, possibly.
Yeah, I'm gonna roll. I'm gonna.
Yeah.
All right, so for those who don't have dice, I'll be rolling for you, and Gavin, you can roll for yourself.
Okay.
So this will be a D20.
Okay.
All right, so Brandon, you have an 11.
I got a 14.
Sarah, you have an 18.
All right.
And Joe, you have an 8.
The hammer is easy to work with.
All right. So when it comes to this combination, those of you with higher rolls than 10, your weapons combine pretty much just fine. And Sam, your weapon, you see it fly. You see it fly out of your grasp right as you were ending your strikes on those cogs, and then it just kind of drops by your side.
Well, that's weird.
So the Rangers on the ground, you can try and use this new conglomerated weapon. Who knows how much damage it'll do. So, who's becoming the leader right now?
Antonio, with his egotistical self, vouches for the job.
All right. So what does Antonio do as the leader with this new combined weapon?
We have, since Sammy's weapon, kind of, I don't know how to say it, malfunction almost, I guess. We'll have Sammy go out and just try to save as many people as she can. And
Samantha's in the building. Like, she wasn't with the group.
Oh, okay. Everybody else who has the weapon will try to focus fire on the big dude who's right now powering up, I believe. Is that correct?
Yes, Delex is currently powering up.
While his guard is down, we should strike at him.
All right. So I will roll for Brandon and Sarah. And Gavin.
I got my own dice I could roll.
Oh, you have a die?
I have a lot of dice. I mentioned that earlier.
Oh yes, I completely forgot about that. So Sarah, roll for an attack. Gavin, roll for an attack, and Brandon, I will roll for an attack for you.
Wow,
I rolled a 20.
That was a 1.
All right. So Gavin's got a 20. Sarah's got a 1.
This dice is going into dice jail.
And Brandon, you have a 10. So combined, I'll say what are you? By the way, what are you guys going to call your combined blast?
What does everybody else think?
All right, because at most Power Ranger teams, they have a combined final attack name.
What does the weapon look like?
All right, so let me just get a bulletin of everyone's weapons. Antonio has his Barracuda dagger.
Yeah, Barracuda blade.
Whatever. Sarah, you have a hammer.
A big one at that.
A huge-ass hammer. And Bridge, I'm assuming, has his weapon from SPD?
Yeah,
You could have Rick.
he's
Straight up Rick
using this.
teleporting.
All right, so some sort of futuristic blade. All right, so imagine a huge ass hammer combined with a sword.
So it's like a blade and not it's like a blade strike instead of a gun strike.
Yeah, it's a imagine Wild Force's Final Strike.
Primal strike. Okay.
Yeah.
Uh,
So I'll say with those combined rolls, it does enough damage to stop Delex from powering up, but not enough damage to knock him into big mode.
okay. I just want to let everybody know. Does everybody have a computer
Yeah.
or some sort of computer? You could look up D&D Beyond and have a character sheet that you can make, and B, a dice roller. Which honestly, you can just go into the character creation and hit randomize, and get it all finished, and then have the dice roller on that character sheet, just so everybody has a dice that they can roll if they want it.
All right.
You'd have to make an account and everything, but yeah.
All right, that'll be for next time. For now, we'll just go with the setup we have for time constraints. All right. So the final strike hits Delex. He stops powering up, but he is not into his huge mode where you would need the Zords. All right. So that's Delex. Back to Sam. How is Sam figuring out this whole force field thing, Joe?
She's looking at the cords, seeing them spark, noticing like there's a flicker in the force field where one of the wires is exposed, and so taking her grappler, using the sharp hook end of it, she's gonna slice down on the wires, hopefully disabling the force field.
All right, so I will roll a check for that.
Oh, I have a dice.
Oh,
I have dice
you have a dice now?
I found a site. D20?
D20, yes.
9.
All right, so you strike down on the cord, and one wire breaks.
Ugh. Okay.
Antonio passes Sammy the Lantern Zord, but the miniaturized version.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm like 20. I'm like 3 stories up, I think, and I don't think you guys can see me.
You're in a building. You're doing something else.
It flies, doesn't it?
Generator. It can fly, yeah.
It's a light sword. It has flight ability.
Yeah.
Oh, so that would work. Never mind.
Yeah, that'll work.
Yeah. Okay.
So, just for background, Joe, are you familiar with Power Ranger Samurai at all?
I am familiar with Samurai.
All right, good. So you know what this lantern looks like. All right, awesome.
Yes, I know what the lantern looks like.
All right, good. But now, from the perspective of your character, Sam obviously has no idea what this thing is.
Well, what in Sam Dickens are you?
All right.
All
right. My memory is a little bit patchy on Samurai. Does this sword talk?
No.
Japan, but not.
All right. So in Shinkanger, it does. All right. So Sam, you take a look at this lantern, and you can see that it's a lantern, but it's not a normal lantern.
I poke it.
Nothing happens.
Well then.
Antonio screams across the way, "Pull the trigger!"
Okay, I guess I pulled it. Well, okay. I pulled the trigger on it.
It activates. The room is now shined with light from the lantern, so you can see everything a lot more clearly.
Okay.
All right, so while that's happening with Sam, now this is where things will get interesting. So, Bridge, Maggie, and Antonio, you see a gold blast streak across all of you and hit Delex straight between the eyes. And from the fog of war, you hear a voice that you feel is important. You guys need some help?
No, it can't be. You're...
I'll reveal myself later. You guys need help. I'll get these
Well, that
people.
was convenient timing.
I know a couple of you. Bridge, nice to see you.
I know that voice, but I can't think of the name.
And you're new. Pointing at you, Antonio.
Hi. Friend or foe?
Well, considering I just blasted a villain in between the eyes, I'd say I'm friend.
Sounds reasonable enough.
As I said, I'll get these people to safety. You focus on the guy who just turned everybody into batteries. So, he immediately takes command. Antonio, with your ego, you're kind of taken aback by this.
A little bit salty.
Yeah, a little bit salty. But everyone else kind of falls in line. And Sam, you have no idea what's going on down there. So because you're just focused so heavily on protecting this family and finding out how to get rid of this force field. So,
Okay.
What does everybody on the ground do with this unknown ranger popping up? Sarah, what does Maggie do at the sight of this unknown ranger?
She shouts out, well, that was convenient, and is probably gonna follow the orders and try and take her hammer out of the combined weapon and bash the generator.
All right. So, Sarah, I need you to roll me an attack check on the force field.
Alrighty. 5.
It bounces off. All right. Brandon, what is Bridge doing?
He's... Hold on, someone was just texting me. Can you repeat what just happened?
All right. Tommy comes in. You don't know it's Tommy yet. Tommy...
Bridge knows the voice in the Ranger, but he can't think of the name.
Right.
He just forgot.
All right. So you know this
Really
Ranger.
good friends there.
You know this Ranger. You can't place a name. Doesn't matter right now. He gave you orders to fight Delex while he deals with the people.
Okay. So right now he blindly trusts whoever this Ranger is. So he's letting this mysterious, possibly Tommy, take care of the civilians, and Bridge is making like hand-to-hand combat, trying to strike the main villain down.
All right, so you go after Delex.
Delex, yep. I was about to call him Veltrax or Dalek.
All right. Dalek? That's Doctor Who.
I almost called him Dalek.
All right.
Exterminate.
And you're a big Doctor Who fan, so I kind of figure that's how you got the name.
All right. So, Brandon, I am rolling you an attack check on Delex. You got a 15. So, you strike and you meet, and your two weapons meet. you're in a struggle.
Can someone cover me because I need to get the door for someone?
Yeah. Oh.
Yep.
All right. So Bridge is in a struggle. Maggie's trying to get this force field open without much luck. And Antonio is doing what Tommy said. All right, so Sam, back to you.
Mm-hmm.
You have this lantern. It's lighting up the entire room. You get the feeling that this lantern is a lot more than it seems, but you don't have time to figure it out right now.
Okay.
So you need to figure out this force field.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I then try and cut the remaining wire, I guess.
All right. And another check.
12.
Again, it hits the wire, but for whatever reason, you can't cut through.
Okay. I guess I just follow it from away from the force field to wherever it's powering it.
All right. So at this moment, one of the child's parents is just starting to stir. He's like, and it's the dad. What happened?
Sir, don't lift your head. Don't lift your head. You were knocked out a bit.
Yeah.
I'm here to help. Okay, just stay right there. Okay. Okay. I'll be right with you.
Because hold on.
And like as I'm like following the wires.
That was really.
I have someone here, so it's okay if I check out.
All right. Yeah, I'll play your character for you.
Okay.
All right. Bye.
I actually think I have to go soon too.
All right. Well, then I'll finish things up.
Okay. Yeah.
All right. So this guy just woke up. Sam, you're following this wire into another room. It's all aflame. But in the distance of the smoke, you can see a switch. How you get to it?
I take out one of my aqua blasters and I set it to water mode, because aquatic theme, and I fire like a extreme jet of water like that would usually come from like a fire hose in order to put out the fire, so I can get to the thing.
All right. I don't think you need a check for that.
Okay.
It douses the flames nearly completely. There are a few embers here and there.
I run over to the force field generator. I run over to the generator for the generator, the force field for the force field generator switch, and I turn it off, and then I go over to the force field generator switch for the force field outside as I go over to turn that off too.
All right. So the switch does what it's supposed to do. It turns the force field on the shield generator control panel off. But when you get to the control panel, this is a whole bunch of technology that you don't know too well.
Oh.
So you're going to have to figure out some way of operating this thing.
Can't I just destroy it to put down the shield?
You can try.
Okay.
And that will require a check. So
14.
All right. You strike down on the control panel. It breaks. So you don't know if that worked or not, but the control panel is definitely broken.
Okay. Okay, I think I have to go now.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
That
So
could have either been extremely helpful or extremely not.
Yeah, I'm sorry I have to go, guys. Bye.
bye. All right.
People are dropping like flies.
All right. Well, finish off the campaign without this mini campaign without them. It's I don't have too much else planned. So, or I know how to end it. I mean. All right. So, this mysterious ranger that came out of nowhere. He's gotten as many of these people to safety as he can. He's now helping you guys fight off Delex. How are you dealing with this?
Antonio uses a power disc to unleash a flurry of slashes and aiming majority of them at the little minions to get them out of the way because he's kind of annoyed with how they're being there.
All right. Maggie, what are you doing?
Depending on if the force field went down or not.
It's flickering.
Gonna try and time an attack that will like break through when it like flickers off.
All right. So that will require 2 checks. One for instinct, one for an attack.
Wow, I'm rolling terribly. That's a 9 and a 5.
Jesus.
All right, so basically you're so focused on this that you can't seem to get its rhythm down. It's flickering too quickly. So your options are try to figure this out or help the others.
Just gonna growl in frustration and then just throw the hammer at Delex.
All right, so that is a range attack check.
There we go, a 19.
All right, it hit him square in the chest, not knocking him back a couple of feet, and he's just like, "Where did you come from?" And your response is,
Can I swear?
You can swear.
Okay, cool. Up your ass. That's where I came from. Up your ass. There we go.
He kind of looks at you with this weird look of how dare you speak to me that way, and do you know who you're talking to? but he doesn't respond because he's also focusing on the other rangers attacking him.
Antonio notices that the force field is shielding, so he tries, or is the shield is flickering. Excuse me, but he tries to use symbol power again.
All right, so Arcana check.
Arcana. 19.
All right, so you pull out your symbol phone. I don't know what it was called.
It's this. I think it's the morpher.
It's the morpher, but it has a name.
I don't remember the name.
And I know do I. But you pull it out. You start drawing out your symbols, and they seem to be working. Not right away, but they're working.
He starts to channel his symbol power into his morpher.
All right. One more Arcana check.
Oh, I got him. It's button. 20.
All right. That does it. The force field fizzles away.
Amazing. Antonio leaves the angry woman with the hammer to kill the generator, and he goes to fight the main guy.
All right. So, Maggie, Antonio has just destroyed the force field. What are you doing?
Maggie's gonna, like, Thor style summoning Mjolnir, just reach out for her hammer and hope it, like, comes back.
All
It
right.
usually does, so, like...
I don't know what kind of check that is, but that is a check of some sort.
14?
It rises up and starts coming to you, but more slowly than you would have expected.
She's going to run and try to jump and grab it.
All right, so that's a dexterity check.
Acrobatics. We really
Just
need to get
pull up
these
that-
sheets
No,
put
look.
together because there's bonuses on certain checks and everything.
Yeah.
$15.
All right. You meet your hammer and you grab it not by the handle, but by the hammer. But you still grabbed it.
I mean, I guess a way to fix this blunder would be to use the momentum, just throw it back at the guy.
All right, so you throw it right back at Delex?
Yeah.
All right.
Why not at the generator?
But like for this, it's more like throwing it, like pushing it down.
All right. So you're just using the momentum to just throw it right back.
Yeah.
All right. So there's another ranged attack.
Should I add the hit modifier
Yes.
for the hammer? Okay, yeah. Then that's a 15.
All right. So he's expecting this now. He sees out of the corner of his eye that this hammer is coming at him, and he moves just enough that it scrapes past him, and he's just like, "You didn't think that would work a second time, did you, girlie?"
Well, actually, yeah. I did think it would work.
Well, you were highly mistaken. And he just gives this big evil smile towards you.
I have come to realize that Maggie is just a real smartass.
All right.
Yeah, no, that's just me. I can't stop it.
You know what? Fair point. Good point.
All right. So at this point, this mysterious ranger sees what's happening in the moment, and he's just kind of had enough. He doesn't know who you guys are, so he doesn't really say anything. He literally just, you know what? I'll have to roll for this. So he literally just throws his blade at the generator, which misses, and then at the same time shoots at Delex point blank, which most definitely hits. Again, right between the eyes. So Delex has had enough. He doesn't know any of the what he doesn't realize what's happening. He sees his generator plan is basically falling apart. So he kind of he raises his other hand, and all of a sudden the cogs and him are gone. He doesn't say a word. He just leaves.
Antonio goes to see what's going on with Light Zord over with Sammy.
All right. So you're trying to climb up the building
Yeah.
with what?
He's repeatedly stabbing the barracuda blade into the walls and climbing up one-handed.
All right. So that
kind of-
definitely requires a check.
Oh yeah. That's a 17.
All right. So you got to remember, this building is on its last legs. It's very much destroyed. It's on fire. Some of it has ice coming out of it, weirdly enough. So you carefully just stab at it, and eventually you make your way up. And you see Sam in front of this destroyed control panel with the previous hostages over in the left corner.
Okay. I grab back the light Zord and I just kind of put him where he came from. I don't remember I don't know how.
I think Antonio usually just put him in his belt and he shrank or something.
Yeah, I think so. Something like that. So I'll do that with light Zord and help Sammy get the people down with her grappling hook.
All right, so you're doing that. Maggie, what are you doing? The villain has teleported away to who knows where. The people are safe as far as you know. This mysterious ranger came in and saved these people, the ones that weren't turned into batteries. I mean, and the ones that were are still batteries because the villain has not been destroyed. So you have no idea how to get these people back to normal, if you can at all.
If the generator's still there, she is going to try and destroy it.
All right. So
It's already destroyed.
yeah.
The sword missed.
Oh, it did miss. That's right.
Yeah. The ranger's blade missed. So yes, the generator does still need to be destroyed. I mean, you can do that if you want to, but you gotta remember, these are people in there, not regular batteries.
Remove the batteries first.
Collateral damage. No.
I was gonna say.
Yeah, she's going to remove the batteries the best through her ability because she isn't very technologically adept.
All right. So I'm going to need you to roll a mechanics check.
Alrighty.
Could I give her a bonus if I send light Squid Zord down there? Octazord? Not Squid Zord. Octazord?
I don't know
What
what
would the modifier
Octazord.
for the
I don't know what Octazord would do in this situation, but you can give it a shot.
Well, he's really good with technology crap. So
Yeah, all right.
he also has 8 arms.
Yeah, all right. So go ahead. So Antonio sends over this Zord you've never seen, Maggie, and it starts helping you figure this generator out. So roll.
If it gives me advantage, that'd be really helpful.
Yeah, it does. It gives you advantage. So roll with advantage.
I rolled 2 ones.
How is that even possible?
All right.
God, your dice are corrupted. Yeah, your dice needs help. Yeah, your dice needs help.
All right. So the Octazord gets a lot of batteries out, but you get electrocuted.
You rolled 2 ones and I just rolled an 11.
All right, so you basically did
Wow.
nothing, Maggie.
Wow.
You basically did nothing, Maggie. This mysterious Zord you've never seen does all the work for you. But
Thanks, I guess. Ah!
But either way, the batteries are out of the generator. The people are safe, as far as you know. So you're free to do whatever you want with this generator now.
She's gonna break it.
All right.
She's gonna break it real hard.
So roll for the attack.
Could symbol power get the people out of the batteries?
That is a very good question. I'm trying to think of how that would work in canon, because this villain is from SPD.
22 to hit.
All right, you break the generator. The hammer comes down, shatters the entire thing.
I grab a piece of the scrap and the internals and take it home with me to see if I can't do anything to upgrade anything.
All right. So, does Antonio want to try using symbol power on these batteries to turn them back into people?
I mean, he will attempt. I don't know how well it's going to work, but he will attempt.
All right. I'm assuming in canon it would work semi-well, so definitely roll an Arcana check.
12.
All right. So you're doing your symbol power, and the symbols are flowing over these batteries, and you can see the symbol power is definitely reacting, but it's not really doing much. But you do hear, like, the souls of the people in those batteries crying out.
Ah.
So, yeah.
That's traumatizing.
It's doing something.
These people in these batteries are gonna need therapy.
Yeah.
And a lot of it.
Yeah. He's gonna find like a pouch almost and stuff all the batteries in there and see if he can't take them home and figure out exactly what he can do to get these people free.
All right.
Good old double A's.
All right. So at this moment, you hear all of you, including this mysterious ranger, hear inside your helmets Zordon calling to you. Good job, Rangers. For now, I will teleport you back to the command center and explain. So you're teleported back to the command center, and that's where we'll end it. For those of you watching, thanks for watching. That was the prologue to Rangerverse, our D&D campaign. Hopefully you enjoyed. This was your DM, Trevor Golding, Gavin as Antonio, and Sarah as Maggie. See you all next time.